Hey everybody, welcome back.
Hello, everybody!
She's in the middle of eating, so...
You caught me with my mouth stuffed full of calzone. Not my fault.
Luckily, though, you're not going to be talking much. I'm just going to be wrangling like 4 different voices at the same time.
I can take Gumshoe if you want me to.
If you really want to.
I can try. I'm not sure it'll be very, very epic.
It needs to be authentic and it needs to be incredibly fake Brooklyn accent. Like, he doesn't realize he's from Brooklyn. After securing the suspect, I examined the scene of the crime with my own very eyes. I found a memo written on a piece of paper next to the victim's body.
Why wasn't this admitted into evidence? Oh, it's because he has it.
Sorry, I've been holding on to it this whole time.
Wright's hands are just full of court evidence. He's like...
I also got this wiretap if you want to see that.
Well, we need to admit that first.
Yeah. On it, the word Maya was clearly written in blood. Lab results showed that the blood was in fact the victim's. There was also blood found on the victim's finger.
Because he cut her finger with a glass.
Maybe. Before she died, the victim wrote the killer's name.
Can I present?
No. We have to How do you like that? That's my hard evidence. Before we begin cross-examination, I have a question for you, Detective. Your Honor? Why did you testify about this vile piece of evidence the first time? I know, I'm real embarrassed. I forgot about Your Honor said.
This is not the worst case of this that this dude has seen.
Yes, which is the sad part. Try to be more careful. Very well, the defense may begin its cross-examination. Okay, let's just press everything going up to it.
Are you sure it was your eyes and not a badger's eyes?
Did you find any evidence? Now, don't jump the gun on me, pal. Just listen, I'm getting to the good part. I got a bad feeling about this one. Found a memo written. Just because you found it next to the body doesn't mean that the victim wrote it. Ho ho! Then who did write it, Smarty Pants?
That is the question of the hour.
Probably
who wrote the note.
And the thing goes, I don't know, maybe the killer, because writing a dying message like never actually happens in real life. I did it.
I'm almost curious about what they're gonna say when I say I did, but I'm gonna say the killer.
Sometimes the funny answers are the best part.
Oh, I'm gonna save really fast before I do something I regret.
Oh, you
Oh, I didn't do it. I didn't have the guts to do it.
Oh, that's okay.
Maybe next time.
The killer. Anyone can see that. Oh. You're saying the killer wrote her own name, buddy? Please. She was framed. Hold on. If that's the case, where's your evidence?
I have evidence if you let me present it. I love him. Oh, look at how smug he is.
Huh. I guess that was a bit tall order for you.
I'm not that short.
Without the evidence, those without evidence should open their mouths, Mr. Wright.
Yeah.
Yeah, pal. Well, Detective, tell us what was written on that memo you found.
Ooh, someone's getting impatient and testy.
On it, the word Maya was clearly written in blood. Do you have proof it was Mia who wrote that? Of course I do, pal. Oh, sounded pretty confident. This might not be good. Lab test results showed that the blood was the victim's.
Do I press or do I...
Yeah, you're gonna press this one. Ow! I hit my head again.
What kind of test were these again?
What kind? I heard they, take little bits of the blood,
Aw, Gumshoe. Aw. He's stolen my heart with his simpleness. I love him.
Hemogoblins. Hermagoblin? I refuse to testify on this matter, sir. I am no expert on blood tests.
Fair. If we wanted an expert on blood tests, probably should have found one before the trial.
Yeah, but who has time for that?
Apparently not the Japanese legal
Yes, that's
system.
quite clear. You may continue with your testimony. Thanks, pal. I mean, Your Honor, sir. Detective Gumshoe? Oh, yeah? I look forward to your next evaluation, as should you.
Aww.
Oh.
Miles, be nice to him. He's trying his best.
That was a mess. Right, where was I? There was also blood found on the victim's finger. On which hand was the bloody finger, detective? The right hand.
Do we know that she's right-handed? Okay.
She was right-handed.
That's an attention to
Aha!
detail.
Nice try. Uh-oh. Guess it wasn't too hard to see where I was getting at there. Before she died, the victim wrote the killer's name.
Is this where I present?
Yes. Well, you could press to see what he says.
But will it kick me out to the next thing after?
It would basically give a, maybe I should look at it again, and then start you back at the beginning.
Okay.
And sometimes that actually gives you clues as to what you need to do.
So if I press, it won't end the cross.
No.
Okay.
Detective Gumshoe? Do you get a lot of cases where the victim actually writes the killer's name? Sure, it happens all the time in books and movies. This isn't a movie, detective.
It's a game.
It's a cinematic experience. Oof. Let's talk about reality, shall we? I guess I haven't heard of many cases, no. Don't you find it a little odd that the victim would write down a name?
Especially when she couldn't have done that.
Especially the name of her own sister?
Almost as if she planned to write a longer note if it was her. But
Yeah.
didn't have the time.
Well, stop right there.
Aw, look how smug he is.
The witness's opinion on the matter is irrelevant. The facts are clear. The victim wrote the name of the accused. The victim told us the name of her killer. Order, order! That didn't go so well. That's right. What he said. It's his whole testimony. Okay, there has to be a contradiction there somewhere. Okay, so now you would have to go back to that one, and now you present. Pressing B skips the text. There you go.
Right, okay.
Yeah, so we have to present the autopsy report that basically
Yeah,
says that there
figured-
is no way. And so far, that's like the only real string of evidence that we have right now, until we have more evidence. Sorry, until we have a new reason to show that evidence.
Mm-hmm.
Detective Gumshoe, there's one thing I want to clarify for me here. You say the victim, Mia Fey, wrote this note. That she was accusing the defendant, Maya Fey. Is that really what you're saying? Well, this isn't one of those lawyer tricks now, is it? Of course you wrote it. Who else could have? You have it backwards, detective. But backwards? The victim is the only person who absolutely could not have written it.
And there it is, because she was dead.
This is a report from your department, detective.
That you gave us at the beginning of the case.
Immediate death ugh.
Are you
Death
okay?
due to a blow from a blunt object. She died immediately. But no butting your way out of this one, detective. Order, order. The defense has a point. Someone who died immediately could not have had the time to write anything down. Mr. Wright, I beg your pardon, but when exactly did you obtain that autopsy report?
Finally, Miles Edgeworth asking the important questions in this case.
Well, when? The day after the murder? Because that's...
When I was given it.
yeah.
Because there's no way I could have gotten it the day of the murder.
I believe if you say forget, he goes, then that could just be forged. And he's like, now that you say that. It was the day after the murder. Prosecution's point being? The autopsy report is outdated, Your Honor. What? A second autopsy was performed yesterday, at my request. Death was almost immediate due to a blunt object.
How did you get that?
But there's a possibility the victim lived for several minutes after the blow. I received these results this
But if
morning.
she died at 9 and we were there's no time for them to have gotten there.
When we got there, a little bit after 9, she was still warm. So she
Not
could
alive,
have been
but warm.
she could have been slightly alive, but not fully dead yet. But she was effectively brain dead from the injury. There is a chance, and that's the saddest part. Is that if you actually look at the dialogue, you're like, "Dang it, yeah, I can see that." Your Honor, it's quite easy to imagine that the victim did have time to write to Maya. That is all. I see.
We need to get rid of that note.
Yeah.
This note is going to be the most frustrating, infuriating part of this whole trial.
Miles Edgeworth, I should have known something was up your sleeve. Why, Mr. Wright, you look shocked. Something you want to say? You're a sham. The detective's a sham. I'm a sham. Okay, which one do you honestly want to say? Mr. Edgeworth, I have heard there's nothing you won't do to get your verdict. What reason could you possibly have to request a second autopsy report?
Wasn't the first one good enough? Or it wasn't because we walked off with the only copy.
It's probably because we walked off with the only copy.
Why did Gumshoe give us the original copy of the autopsy report?
Have you seen Gumshoe?
Yes.
Mr.
Yes,
Wright,
I
the defense will
have.
refrain from personal attacks of the prosecution.
But can I do physical attacks against the prosecution?
That should be fine as he pulls out his own gun. No matter, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, say what you will, the evidence in this report is undeniable. Your Honor, I submit this report to the court. Understood. Court accept this as evidence. Okay, so updated autopsy report. Died from a blow object. May have lived afterwards. Well, Your Honor, the evidence strongly suggests the victim is identifying the killer. Suppose that's the obvious conclusion, yes.
But the most illogical one.
This isn't good. Prosecution would like to call his next witness.
Oh, okay.
This poor, innocent girl who saw the murder with her own eyes.
So we need her to get her to admit that she was listening in, because there's no way she could have listened in.
Yeah,
On
the
it.
only evidence we really have basically tying her to the case was is the fact that she
Saw it from across the way.
is that she saw it from across the way, but she has a wiretap. I don't know how we're gonna present it, but if you remember, the phone was basically opened up. So there is a chance.
Oh, because of the screws removed from the receiver because it was tapped directly into the phone.
Yes. So.
Oh, how did I not connect those dots sooner?
Yeah. So we do have slight evidence that it's possible that she became in possession of the wiretap before we got there.
That she was given it to
Which
conceal
means-
evidence.
Which means since she basically phoned the police when she saw us, there is a chance that she did not actually see the murder. So we're going to go into this with that assumption.
Okay.
That she did not see the murder, and she has probable cause not to report it correctly. Let the witness April May take the stand. Exactly what part of her is innocent?
Absolutely none. She's absolutely crazy, and we should not trust her. Ah, it's Cat Girl again. And I like cats, but man, she's creepy.
Witness, please state your name.
April May, at your service. Wink.
Order. This introduction should not require any reaction from the crowd. The witness will also refrain from wanton winking.
Especially from saying the word wink at the stand.
Aw, yes, Your Honor.
Aw, yes, Your Honor.
This is not good. She's already captured the hearts of every man in this courtroom.
Except for me, because I can't stand her. And Edgeworth does not yet have a heart. He is still Tin Man.
Tell us where you were on the night of April 5th when the murder occurred. We have some reports that it may have been September 9th, but we do not have any solid evidence on that. Considering that would be in 2 days.
Gee, I was like in my hotel room.
She says vocally the words tee-hee.
I don't think I can do that every
Can you
time.
grab me that? Yeah.
Here. I checked in right after lunch.
And this hotel is directly across from the Fan Co law offices.
That's right, big boy.
Please testify to the court about what you saw. I love how the only two people that are not
Witness
enamored,
account.
the only people who are not enamored by her are the two guys who they ship in a gay romance. Just saying, that is probably the funniest thing about this entire case. Is like, yeah, I could see how that happened.
I just think that Mile Edgeworth, as of right now, because I haven't seen the rest of the games, I don't know the type of shenanigans that these characters get up to. Edgeworth does not have a heart, and Phoenix is too oblivious to everything.
Yeah, sounds about right for regular yaoi romance right there. The cold the cold
Tin
heartless
Man
one, and then
and the
one
Scarecrow.
the scarecrow. Yeah.
It was like 9 o'clock at night. I looked out the window, you know. And then, ooh, I saw a woman with long hair being attacked. The one attacking her was the mousy girl sitting in the defendant's chair. Then the woman, dodged to one side and ran away. But that girl, she caught up to her and she hit her. Then the woman with long hair, she kind of slumped. The end, that's all I saw. Every little bitsy witsy. Wink.
I told you not to do that. He just throws the gavel at her. Well, Your Honor, I see it is remarkably solid testimony. I don't see a need to trouble the witness any. Wait, Your Honor. Yes, Mr. Wright? What about my cross-examination? Oh, I thought the witness's testimony just now was quite firm, didn't you? Mr. Wright, please understand, you were Miss Mia Fay's understudy, correct? You must know her techniques well. Her cowardly way of finding tiny faults and perfectly good testimonies.
Did
Hey.
she, like, slight you or something, man?
How dare you? Well, Mr. Wright, would you cross-examine the witness? No thanks, I'm good. I just made us think about it, but nah, I don't need it. I'll gladly proceed with the cross-examination. If only because I have a feeling Edgeworth doesn't want me to.
Because Edgeworth knows that there's holes the size of school
The worst
buses.
thing for a prosecutor in this universe is a competent defense.
And the only competent one is Phoenix. Because Mia's dead. So they'll have to take what they can get.
And Apollo Justice is still in grade school at this point.
Uh,
She has to have some weakness. Very well, you may begin your cross-examination.
Witness account.
It was like 9? Okay. Why did you do that? Huh?
Why? Like, why what?
Why did you look out the window? Were you expecting something?
Oh, well, gee.
What? That's it? Can't get out of this question that easily?
I sort of, had a feeling. Because my boyfriend was killing her. That type of feeling.
Well, I have a feeling she's trying to avoid the question. Maybe I should press a little harder on this one. See how far I can run with this. Surely you must have had a reason to look out your window at that time of night.
Ooh.
Mr. Wright, I will not have you badgering my witness.
Dude, I asked her a question.
She refuses to answer a simple question. That's suspicious. Also, badgering? I thought you said I was being more of a weasel. Yes, but
This is not a trivial question, Edgeworth. I am asking why she was looking out the window.
if you insist on
She could have
needling her
just said that she wanted fresh air and left it at that. But she didn't. She
You-
stalled.
you insist on needling her with these trivial questions. I really don't think it should be allowed.
I have to deal with mob mentality?
Yes.
Ugh.
On the bright side, this isn't like some games in this genre in which you actually have to play to the audience and make sure that they're on your side. Like, that is an actual, like, thing in this genre. Yes. On the bright side, Phoenix Wright is basically the one that kind of championed this, so it didn't do anything weird or stupid like that. Poor girl, what about poor me?
She won't answer a simple question. That's not badgering the witness. That's cross-examination. If she had answered me with the answer of I just wanted some fresh air, and then I kept pressing it, that's badgering the witness. But she didn't.
Yeah.
She evaded the question and didn't answer me. Because she's hiding something.
You looked out the window, what next did you see?
And then, ooh, I saw a woman with long hair being attacked.
The woman with long hair, that was Mia, right?
Uh-huh, slender, sort of, well, some people might say pretty if that's your thing.
Your thing? And the person who attacking her? So the idea is that she's saying her testimony for the first time and you're actually interjecting, but they had to give a way for you to like hear the entire statement and then think on it. So it's like, how do you know she was the defendant?
Well, well, she had a girlish physique. Women know these things. Look, I just know, okay?
There's only one person at the scene of the crime with a short, girlish figure. Phoenix is actually like 270 pounds. He is
fair.
not.
That's fair.
Apparently, most of it's muscle, and that's the weird part. Like, it's like what? It's like, no, I do not believe that. And then artists go, no, I'm pretty sure that's what it is. It's like, no, stop. This is bulletproof. He's right. I question the testimony. Hold on a minute. This testimony stinks.
Oh, what?
Miss May, I'm willing to bet that you're lying. Are you telling me the truth? Did you really see the defendant?
Now I'm badgering the witness.
Yes.
Now I'm badgering the witness.
Mr. Wright?
Yes, what's the meaning? Somebody tell me, because I'm clueless about this, I mean.
Okay. If you had really witnessed the client, Maya Fey, you would have noticed her clothes before noticing her physique. No one wears clothes like this on a daily basis except her. And I'm no expert on fashion, but her hairdo looks far from normal to me. However, the witness's testimony mentions neither of these things.
He's got a point. Now he's not badgering so much.
The testimony is bogus.
But...
We still don't know if she was dressed that way on the night of the murder.
I was with her.
I came in, I saw her, she was arrested in that outfit. Do you really think she had time to change into that?
She hasn't changed a thing. She still smells because she hasn't gotten to take a bath.
She was, Your Honor. I saw her. And so did Detective Gumshoe.
He arrested her immediately on the spot. We have that on record.
Thanks, Gumshoe, for doing your job poorly.
Thank you for doing your job poorly. Now I can defend her.
He did his job well, but not accurately. That's the correct line.
Yes.
What do you say to that, Miss May?
What are you trying to say, you mean lawyer? I saw what I saw. I just didn't think all the trifling little details were necessary, darling.
Miss May, the court would like to remind you to please admit nothing in your testimony.
I mean, I just got on Gumshoe's case about the exact same thing 5 minutes ago.
Unfortunately, this will probably be the last case that we ever mention this sort of thing. Oh, okay.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. I'll be a good girl, I promise. Wink.
Your testimony again, if you would.
Phoenix has a...
I almost had her.
Phoenix has a point, though.
Yeah.
You would mention the fact that she had the necklace and the hair before you would mention
She
that
looks
it was
totally
a
out
girl.
of. She looks totally out of place in San Francisco.
She does. You're right.
Actually, now
Especially
probably
since
not nowadays,
she's been
but like,
on
hey,
top of like Mount Shasta for like forever.
yeah.
I did see everything. I did. The victim, the woman, dodged the first attack and ran to the right. Why not call the cops exactly at that moment? Then the girl in the hippie clothes ran after her. And she hit her with that weapon. I saw it. I did. That clock. How do you know it's a clock?
Kind of statuey clock, the thinker.
Well, does the accuracy of my report not startle you? Tee-hee.
Think we both know exactly what to present there because it hasn't been referred to a clock and it doesn't have any internals to actually be a clock this time.
Mm-hmm. There's no clockwork mechanisms. We also have the, we also have proof that it wasn't a clock beforehand because of the phone. So we need to get the phone admitted in as evidence, too.
Yes.
So we have to get the clock, the phone, and then we can readmit the fact that she was told to come at 9 o'clock sharp.
Please begin the cross-examination. Okay, let's just start pressing things and see what happens.
Okay, even this?
Yeah.
There's no... Oh, I've already pressed it. There's nothing I can do.
So you saw me then.
Of course. Why didn't you mention me? This is her second
because...
round of testimony, and she has not mentioned me because I was not there during the killing.
Yes.
I am a witness. I should be on that stand equally as much. Because apparently I was there when she died.
Yeah.
She's lying. She's lying through her teeth.
Yeah, I remember that spiky hair. The witness will refrain from personal attacks on the defense attorney at this point.
Aw, was I a bad girl? I'm sorry.
Very well. Continue.
The victim, the woman, dodged the first attack and ran off to the right.
Is the right as in your right as you look from the hotel?
Which hand do I hold my knife? She might have well had just handed it to us on a silver platter. Oh, this woman is guilty. She's guilty of conspiracy at the least. Right. It was in my right hand, right?
I just find it really funny that you got so interested in her holding a knife when she could have just been cooking.
Sean, what type of series are we in right now? Are we in a cooking game? We're in a crime game.
Phoenix Wright cooking daddy. He does make his daughter some nice breakfast.
Oh, I forgot that he winds up having a kid. That shows how much I know about this series.
Satisfied, Mr. Wright? Please continue.
Then the girl in the hippie clothes ran after her.
It's convenient for her to remember, for you to remember her hippie clothes. I mean, that's what you. I mean, that's what she was wearing.
She's already starting to slip.
I think she was trying to say that's what you wanted. You know, it's like. What happened then?
And she hit her on with that weapon. I saw it. I did.
Where did this weapon come from? She picked it up from the desk. Okay, maybe.
It wasn't on the desk. But we don't know that for certain. And there's no way to prove that.
Yeah, so we're gonna have to just leave this alone. I see. What sort of weapon was it? A clock? Didn't this come up in another testimony recently?
Well, don't look so sour, Mr. Lawyer. You can't win them all.
I have a bad feeling I'm onto something now.
That clock, that kind of statue-y clock, the thinker, I think. I know we
Present the clock, yeah. Looks like a statue. It's admitted in the court as a statue. Miss May, what you said right now was quite revealing.
Revealing? Ooh, you'd like that, wouldn't you? Naughty, Mr. Lawyer.
You just said that the statue of the thinker was a clock. But there's no way of knowing that just by looking at it. Another person in much the same position as you recently called this a clock too. He was found guilty of murder.
That has nothing to do with this case, though, Phoenix. You're
Mr. Wright, you're not supposed to give information on a previous court case. Yeah, but that was evidence from that court case. Oh, carry on then. Miss May, can you explain how you know this was a clock? The witness saw the murder with her own eyes. That's the important part
No,
here.
it's not. How did she know it was a clock? Stop covering for her. You are better than this.
The defense are trying to confuse the issue with trivial concerns.
Phoenix, grow a spine and start countering him.
Of course, you will withdraw your question, Mr. Wright. But questions are all I have, Your Honor. As you may recall, I caught murderers with these questions before. Well, only once. Objection sustained. You may continue the question to question the witness.
Yes! Oh, I love this judge.
That was close. If you had stopped me, the trial would be over.
It would be over because we've got nothing else.
Huh?
Huh,
What?
So what happens now?
What happens is you answer my question. How did you know it was a clock?
What? That's because I heard. How? I heard it say the time.
So you've been to the law offices?
Of fame. No, hey, I didn't say that. Why would I go there? I heard it from my hotel room.
The law offices of Fay & Co., where the murder took place, are very close to the hotel.
Not close enough, though. They're across a busy street.
No, I believe it's an alleyway.
Yeah, but it's still not close enough, especially with the window closed.
The window was fully open.
Oh,
It's how we
it was?
actually heard her yelling, remember?
Oh, yeah.
Well, Mr. Wright, are you satisfied? No, Your Honor. Can't give up now. I'm not satisfied because it wouldn't have rung. Your Honor, members of the court, it is inconceivable the clock in question rang. It's empty. It's got no internals. Clockwork is missing.
He's got a point.
Well, how can you possibly just take a look right now? Oh. See anything interesting, Your Honor? It is as the defense says. This clock is missing its clockwork. It's quite empty.
He's got her.
Wait. It's empty.
It's empty because the papers were taken out.
Oh gosh. We're gonna have to continue this next time with this line of questioning.
Okay. And oh, this has gotten good, but unfortunately, I don't have time to do another one.
Yeah, sadly.
So we're gonna have to pick this up either for us later tonight, but for you guys, it'll probably be in
Like next.
Next, yeah.
Yeah.
You're
So
gonna come out pretty consistently.
so see you guys next time when we try to get to the heart of this case.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. See you guys then.
See you guys. Bye.
Bye.